News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Medicaid expansion passes. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Monday, April the 20th, 2015. Sky is clear. 33 degrees in Missoula, on our way to a beautiful day with a high of right around 70 degrees. Our newscast this morning sponsored by Dr. Troy Doxey and the friendly team over at Chiropractic Works, where they're dedicated to chiropractic solutions. The Montana Senate voted on Saturday to pass the Medicaid expansion bill, meaning the compromise bill will now go to Governor Bullock for his signature. State Insurance Commissioner Monica Lundin reacted from her office in Helena on Friday after adoption of House amendments to the bill, which she said would make Medicaid coverage more accessible to thousands of low-income Montanans.
I've traveled all over the state for the last 2 years, and I've talked to a lot of those 70,000 Montanans who are really going to benefit from expansion of Medicaid. And these are some hardworking folks who have some serious health issues, and it's going to be very important for them.
Lundin acknowledged the fact that the bill is a Republican alternative to the original Medicaid expansion bill promoted by Governor Bullock.
Honestly, I think this compromise bill is a great piece of legislation. Certainly, there's a few things that not everybody is happy about, but in terms of actually giving access to the folks who need it, it does all the right things.
The bill does expand Medicaid to nearly 70,000 Montanans, but also requires them to participate in the program by paying premiums and making co-payments for medical services. Tomorrow, John Krakauer's book about campus rape will be in bookstores, and national media outlets are already running stories about it. The book about mishandled rape in college towns is entitled, quote, Missoula, Rape and the Justice System in a College Town, end quote. The title stems from reports of sexual assaults involving University of Montana students. Missoula City spokeswoman Jenny Miriam told the Missoulian newspaper that some people are asking local officials to deliver a forceful response to the book, while others suggest simply silence. Others believe the best way to handle the situation is to communicate what has been done to address the issue locally. 2 missing canoeists were found safe after their craft overturned in the Clark Fork River upstream from the fishing access site near Tura late Saturday afternoon. Public Information Officer for the Missoula County Sheriff's Office, Brenda Bassett, has more.
They had got a report from rafters that had said they had seen a canoe go by them a few hours before, and they came upon the canoe overturned, and they had found a few backpacks, and so they didn't know whether or not the 2 canoers had actually been swept downstream or if they had just left their boat.
Bassett relayed the circumstances of what happened to the young men.
They were thinking that they were in their 20s. The boys had walked in to town, and the woman whose house they showed up called and said that they were okay. Bassett
said no one was injured in that incident. State representatives have turned away a bill to impose hefty fines on companies that close coal plants in Montana. Senate Bill 402 failed to receive support in the House on a 43-57 vote Friday. As amended, Republican Senator Dwayne Ankney's measure would require a company that shuts down a coal-fired power facility in Montana to pay the state an annual fee for 10 years. Opponents said the bill would have cost the state millions in litigation costs and sent the wrong message to other businesses in Montana. Ankney expects that without the measure, Washington companies and environmentalists will soon begin retiring the coal strip mine. A Harvard film crew was in Missoula last Friday visiting the Paddy Creek Market. Paddy Creek Market owner Jim Edwards said the film project is gathering footage for a story on food dating issues.
The one they're really zeroing in is on the milk dating, because Montana is so far behind compared to the other states. It's ridiculous, 12-day dating on milk. People are confused by it, where the rest of the states around us are at 21 days.
Edwards has been an outspoken critic of Montana's milk dating system for years, and he explains why.
First of all, it's ridiculous, because milk lasts about 30 days. And to have 12-day coding on it is just a waste. It just drives the price of milk up. It's just a waste. I mean, it's supposed to be in an environment of cutting back and saving and doing the right thing. And having the milk date for Montana, it's an embarrassment.
Edwards says if he were to keep milk on the shelf past the 12-day mark, it could result in being fined from the Montana Milk Control Board. Though Edwards didn't want to comment on those who would profit most from strict milk dating system, others have frequently pointed fingers at milk producers. A 28-year-old man accused of injuring an infant back in 2010 has avoided a trial after his attorney reached an agreement with the Yellowstone County District Attorney. Levi Boucher was charged with felony aggravated assault. The injury occurred while he was babysitting a 3-month-old while the child's mother was at work. Medical reports found the child suffered a chronic and acute internal head injury, and there was evidence that the child had suffered a similar previous injury. University of Montana is hosting suicide prevention training starting today. Manager of Professional Development Projects, Nancy Berg, says 2 separate trainings are scheduled.
The first one is for April 20th, and it's from 8:30 a.m. until 12 p.m. It is going to be held at the University of Montana in the Payne Native American Family Center. Safe Talk is actually a half-day workshop where, regardless of prior experience or training in suicide, you can learn and become a suicide alert helper.
The second training is a 2-day course entitled Applied Suicide Intervention Skills Training, and it runs 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. this Wednesday and Thursday in the University Center.
It's really focused on those people that want to become more suicide alert, and when you become more suicide alert, you're aware of people that are struggling with thoughts of suicide, and you're able to help connect them with the resources. And when you think about the assist training, it's a little bit more in the depth, and actually you will learn skills that will allow you to provide an intervention when someone discloses thoughts of suicide and help keep them safe, create a safety plan, and then link them also to those additional resources.
A link for registrations on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. Meetings were held last week between agencies over the monitoring and management of grizzly bear populations. Forest Plan Revision ID team leader Joe Kruger said the meetings have been helpful.
So the meetings have been went very well so far. We're getting a lot of good feedback, and so we will take that feedback and identify the issues once the scoping period concludes on May 15th, and we will develop alternatives based on the issues that people are bringing up.
Kruger said they're trying to revise their conservation strategy to the one back in 2011 because at the time the grizzly bear population was considered recovered.
So we want to get that direction in place now in one management plan that we could look at the ecosystem as a whole, because the Lolo Forest had different management than the Flathead plan. So what were they doing at 2011? And let's put that in these, put it in these plans moving forward, so U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service would have the adequate regulatory mechanisms towards move towards delisting.
After the comment period ends May 15th. Finally, and then there were 2, the last surviving Doolittle Tokyo Raiders returned to Southwest Ohio Saturday for a ceremony where they presented their Congressional Gold Medal awarded for their World War II heroism to the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force near Dayton. 2 Raiders have died this year, leaving only retired Lieutenant Colonel Richard Dick Cole at 99 and Staff Sergeant David Thatcher of 93 from Missoula from the original 80. News Talk time now, 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Plenty of sunshine today and warm with our high temperatures topping out right around the 70-degree mark. Mostly clear tonight with our lows in the upper 30s, low 70s with sunshine on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.